All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nuke's Fitness Podcast. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about literally the key to your success in every area of your life and literally the number one issue that we all face. And that is seeing our own value and our own worth. Why do we all seem to have such a difficulty with seeing our own value? Why is that our biggest struggle? Why do we struggle prioritizing ourselves so much? And I asked this question even though I struggled with it myself, and still I know for a fact there's always work to be done and there's always improvements to be made. And it is just so interesting to me because when I work with so many, all my clients, all my members, they all have one thing in common. And that one thing is that they struggle prioritizing themselves. They struggle seeing their value, their worth. Literally, I see it in my friends. I see it in my family. I see it with almost everybody that this is our number one issue. Our number one issue is not seeing or embodying how freaking amazing we truly are. And I can already hear you thinking, yeah, but I'm not that special. Or what makes me more special than someone else? I'm not that incredible. I can already hear you thinking that, but you are. And the thing is, when you start realizing how incredible and how powerful you are, that's when magic starts to happen. That's when things start to fall into place. That's when change starts to happen in all, and I mean all areas of your life. And for some reason, we don't seem to get it. For some reason, we are able to show up so much better for everybody else in our life. Our closest family, our friends, our work, anybody, like literally anybody but ourselves. And I want you to ask yourself the question, why is that? Why is it that it is so easy for you to show up for someone else, but not for yourself? Why is it that you do not value yourself as much as somebody else? And the reason we are going to be talking about this today is because when you look at the fitness industry and the fitness space, the main message in it is like work harder to become better, right? Or you need to do more to be who you want to be. Or it's always like this masculine thing. It can be motivating, but it's not always a very like positive message. The message is that you're not good enough, right? That you're not good enough already. You should be doing more so that you can become good enough. And that's where the problem is. That is where the issue lies. Because if you're coming from a lack mentality and from a mentality of not being good enough, and you need to tick these boxes to become good enough, then you will never reach that area of satisfaction. You will never be happy with who you are because it's never good enough. And you've told yourself that it's never good enough. So as soon as you tick the boxes that you set out for yourself, you'll add more boxes or the descriptions will change, right? Because you're coming from that lack mindset. You're coming from that mindset that you're not good enough already. But the thing is, we are all created uniquely. We are all created perfectly to be on this path, right? So if you think of, I don't know if you believe in God or source or the universe, but if you think of that and you believe in source and you believe in the universe created you exactly how you're meant to be able to follow the path that you are here to follow, to walk. If source would create everything in perfection, why would source not do that for you? Why would you not be perfect? And like spirituality aside, even just think about that. Like, why would you not already be perfect? What makes you imperfect or unhappy with who you are is the expectations you put on yourself, right? And the influences that you get from the outside. And these influences from the outside start making you wonder or start making you doubt that you are already perfect. When you're a child and you're extremely young and you just like literally just landed on this planet, right? I don't think you have those thoughts about yourself yet because you are still so pure. You are not, how do you say it, tarnished? I don't know if that's the right word. You're not corrupted by all of the outside influences yet. And for some reason, we take these outside influences and we work against ourselves. And so when we work against ourselves, our power diminishes because we start seeing how every part of us is not perfect yet, right? But what you got to understand is that you are already perfect, because when you can lock into the mindset and the perspective that you are already perfect, that's when you unlock your powers. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm just like rambling here, but it's actually crazy when you think about it. Like imagine you have a superhero. We're in a superhero movie and you've got Wonder Woman. We'll take Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman keeps getting told how she's not good enough, how she's not perfect, how she's doing everything wrong. Do you think Wonder Woman will get better at what she's doing by people telling her that? She will get better only when there is a point or a threshold where after everybody tells her that, she's like, fuck this, yes, I am, right? I am good enough. I am powerful enough. There has to be like this tipping point where you're like, fuck this, I'm gonna show you. But if you don't have that tipping point, then, for example, Wonder Woman wouldn't be able to tap into all of her powers because it's like a fire that's constantly being like sprayed with water. So there's no chance for that fire to grow and to build because people keep putting it down. And you need to start realizing how truly powerful you are. So the issue that I'm talking about is that whenever I speak to a client, whenever I speak to a member, whenever I speak to anybody that I work with, we all seem to apologize for who we are. We all seem to find things that are not perfect about us yet. You know, when you get a compliment, you're like, oh, thank you. Oh, and you get all uncomfortable because you feel like, oh, I'm not that good. I'm not that pretty. No, accept that compliment. That compliment is coming to you because it is a truth. Do you know what I'm saying? So we all have this instinct, this internal like built-in thing that we don't think that we are good enough. And we think that by striving for more, we will eventually be that version of ourselves that we want to be. But if you're constantly thinking that you're not good enough, then you'll never get there. Does that make sense? So if you can already tap into the fact that you are powerful now, like for example, you've got Wonder Woman and she can already realize how freaking powerful she is now. Don't you think she would be so much more powerful then than if people kept pulling her and dragging her down? Don't you think that if she was innately already noticing how powerful she was, she would step into that power so much more easily? She could recognize her power so much faster. If people were saying, you're a problem, and this is this and this and this and this is wrong with you, then of course she's going to be ashamed of her powers. But if you tell her how powerful she is and how amazing it is, all the powers that she has and everything that those powers can do for her, then she would be more likely to use those powers. But don't you think, okay, a little bit of the conspiracy train coming in here. Don't you think also if you look at like the bigger picture of everything, that if we don't realize our true potential and we don't realize our true power, it is easier to control us? Like, let's look at the fitness industry, right? Like if you don't realize that you are already powerful and you have the tools within you to transform your body, to be that perfect version of yourself, to lose that weight, to change anything about you that you don't like by just tapping into your own power. If you knew you had that power, do you think the fitness industry would benefit from that? Would they profit off of that? Or would they profit more off of you being hopeless and not knowing what to do with yourself and thinking that you're never good enough? So you might as well invest in the next best thing to make yourself better, right? They profit more off of that than if you were to already realize that you are powerful. And that is what I want to do for you here today, is make you realize that you are already powerful, because the only thing holding you back from achieving the results that you desire is your belief in yourself. And on another scale, that is so true. Let me just elaborate. Like, the secret to manifesting anything in your life, the secret to manifesting your dream body, the secret to manifesting more abundance in your life, the secret to manifesting your dream life, your dream man, your dream relationship, your dream dog, your dream everything, is seeing your own value and actually noticing your self-worth and seeing how absolutely valuable you are. And let me explain to you why that is. Because when you start confirming to yourself how freaking amazing you are and why you're extremely unique, because you are, there's nobody who is the exact copy of you, who has experienced the exact same things as you in your, with your perception, with your mind, with your experiences, with your soul. There is no one exactly like you. That means you are unique and special and amazing for who you are, because nobody could be you, because it's you. And when you can realize that and tap into your uniqueness, your amazingness, your value, and why that makes you extremely powerful, guess what starts happening? If you truly believe that about yourself, you start broadcasting that out into your energetic field. And if you're like, yeah, right, that's not true, think about anybody who is extremely confident in their body and confident in themselves. And they carry themselves with that confidence and with that, like, I can handle myself, I've got this, that like boss babe energy. Think of anybody you know that has that energy. Don't you respect their time more? Don't you think that they are successful? Don't you think that they've got it all figured out and they're living the dream life? Don't you value their time more because they carry themselves like that? You know why that is? It's because they are broadcasting that out into their energetic field. I'm sure you've heard of people that you've worked with or you've wanted to invest in, and you would think like they ask you like a price for a one-on-one coaching with them, and you think that's an extremely, like, it's a high price, but because it's that person, they are worth that price. And you know why that is? It's because they rooted to their value. They know they are worth that hourly rate. And so you have no problem paying for that one-on-one session, even though it is 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 euros, dollars. Because they've rooted to that value, and their electromagnetic field, their energetic body sends out, I am worth this amount of money and you are going to get that value out of it. So this is what I'm worth, and that's what you get an hour of my time for that amount of money, because that is my worth. And the reason we have no issue with that is because they have rooted to their value. They've rooted to their worth. If you are constantly putting yourself down, if you are constantly telling yourself you're not good enough, that is not going to make you better in the long run. That's not going to push you harder and faster and make you grow faster. We, for some reason, have this belief that if we constantly think that we're not good enough, that means we will strive for better. But just because you think you are good enough, and just because you think you're already perfect, doesn't mean you won't strive for better. Because if you're already perfect and you're already good enough, then all you want is to expand the power that you have, to step and embody more of that perfection, right? It doesn't come down to this laziness of, oh yeah, I'm good enough, so then I'll just sit back and relax. No, because if you think you are that powerful, you will want to expand that power. You want to be even better at what you are. And this translates, I told you already, into abundance, opportunities, all this stuff, but also into your body. Because if you're constantly beating your body up, and if you're constantly bringing your body down, your body is not going to want to cooperate with you. And that's just facts. Because when I was training 5 times a week, when I was dieting down 1,200 calories, training 5 to 6 times a week, 2 hours per session, constantly beating myself up because I wasn't good enough. I wasn't lean enough. I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. I was constantly abusing myself. And you know what that abuse did to me? It caused me to gain weight. It didn't get me into better shape because I was attacking my body with only masculine energy. I wasn't listening to it. I wasn't tapping into it. I wasn't being grateful for how amazing it already is. And I want you to think of, if you have a daughter, or think of yourself as a younger version, if you were little, like a little girl, a little 6-year-old girl, do you think she would thrive if you kept telling her that she wasn't good enough? Do you think that that would prop her up and make her do better? Or do you think that would bring her down and make her feel like she's always a failure? And make her feel constantly strive and try to get to a better space, but never be able to get there because she's got ingrained in her brain that she's never been good enough, so she never will be good enough. That is what we need to rewire. We need to rewire your thought process about yourself. We need to rewire your belief system. We need to rewire your belief system from not being good enough, which is very low frequency, to being powerful. And I'm going to tell you a personal story of mine. I struggled with OCD. I'm sure if you know me and you've listened to some of my content, you will have known this already. And I went to a psychologist. And I went to psychologists to try and treat the OCD, to try and make it better. And a lot of these psychologists would go back to my past and would try to figure out where the problem started and bring me back. And like, it was like kind of like babying. And I just didn't resonate with me because I was constantly kind of being put in this like victim energy, like, oh, that must have been so hard. And how does that make you feel? That type of therapy never worked for me. That type of treatment never worked for me. There was even a point where I went to a psychologist when I was 16 and I was like, can you just stop babying me and stop talking to me like I'm such a victim and this? No, tell me what to do. Tell me how to move forward. Right? And then when I got older, I actually got into this like inner leadership coaching program. I worked with one of my mentors back then. And the most profound thing that I found from working with her was that for the first time, someone was propping me up, was showing me, was literally tapping into my power, was telling me, no, but Manouk, you know why that's happening to you. I'll tell you, the reason was I was struggling with men, with men. I was struggling with men back then. Struggling with like dating and always feeling like I was being ghosted, and I didn't realize or didn't understand why. Like my intuition kept telling me like, hey, this guy likes you. Why is he ghosting you? For what reason is he ghosting you? And it would make me constantly think that there was something wrong with me. But when I went into this coaching program and my coach, my mentor at the time, said to me, she was like, you know why? And she also read energetic fields and could read my energy. She was like, the reason is you are so freaking powerful and they don't know how to handle that powerful energy. And that was so empowering to hear that and to feel that energy and to be like, oh my God, yes, they don't know how to handle this powerful energy. It's too much for them. Not that I was like super hyper, but just my powerful energy, my power was intimidating to some of these guys. And so for the first time, I started realizing, hang on a second, there is nothing like wrong with me. I am extremely powerful and I need to hone in on this power. And still after that, it took me many, many years to fully, and I am still tapping into it to this day because it's so many years of like fucked up like perspectives that you need to undo to start realizing how extremely powerful you are. But that is the first time that someone was like, hey, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to, that's not it. What you need to realize is how powerful you are. And that's what you need to realize too. You are so freaking powerful and you need to tap into that power, because when you tap into that power and start realizing how truly freaking powerful and amazing you are, that's when you can conquer the world, right? Because then nobody can mess with you and your energetic field will be broadcasting, I am the best at everything that I do. I am the best. I am the best at work. I'm the best at this. I'm the best at making friends. I'm the best wife. I'm the best girlfriend. I'm the best mother. All of that will start broadcasting out. And so people will treat you that way as well. And not only that, your body will also start realizing that you are listening to it and that you are appreciating your body. So this goes not only to your self-image. Well, your self-image is that, right? It's your body, it's who you are, it's everything. But also when it comes to your body, when you stop beating your body up and you start giving it love and start seeing how it is already perfect, that's when your body will start working with you and transforming with you, because it doesn't respond to being abused. It doesn't respond well to that. What happens when you abuse something over and over again? It causes trauma, it causes scarring, it causes negative locked up emotions and blocks. It doesn't cause flow. It doesn't cause things to blossom and create and grow. It doesn't. It causes growth when you realize the value that you got out of those moments and how you can grow out of that and how that makes you extremely powerful. That's what creates growth. So when you think of manifestation, the one key ingredient is realizing your value and realizing your worth. And when you can really truly root to that, because that's the issue, you can constantly be telling yourself that you're amazing in the mirror, but if you don't feel it on the inside and you don't truly embody that feeling, then it's not going to do much for you, because then you're just talking to a wall, right? Because it's not registering anywhere. It's not like, how do you say that, being clocked. You need to find different techniques by proving it to yourself, by actually feeling the emotion of why you are amazing and why you're the best, and even think of the things that you don't like about yourself. But how do the things that you don't like about yourself make you even more perfect at what you do, at who you are? How can you swap the negative to the positive? How can you see how that is exactly how you're meant to be? How can you tap into that power? That is what I want to show you, because if we could all realize how truthfully powerful we are, sometimes I can't speak, truthfully powerful we are, that's when shit starts to shift. Like, seriously, I can't tell you how much that changes. Like, literally, by having done some of the exercises that do this, I have increased my abundance and my income, my revenue by 8 times. I have made new friends. With these methods and techniques to doing that and rooting to it, I've cleared my skin in 3 days because it was acting out, and I could figure out what the root cause was, what I needed to shift. And once I shifted it, my skin cleared up. My bloating's gone away. My body is cooperating way more, and I do not need to train more. I do not need to restrict more. I just need to love my body more. I just need to love myself more. I've attracted new business, new ideas, new opportunities into my life by doing this. And that is the missing piece. That is the puzzle piece that you are struggling to find. It's just you. It's just realizing how powerful you are. And for that exact reason, I am going to be releasing a 8-week program called Your Body is Magic. And what we're going to be diving into in that 8-week program is how you can literally manifest your dream body by healing your self-image and by reprogramming limiting beliefs and doing energetic work to manifest not only your dream body, but the ripple effect of that. The ripple effect of that being abundance, friendships, relationships, opportunities, you name it. And of course, a hot body, which you already have. But like I said, when you start from a place of already having it, all you can do is make it even better, right? And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to make it even better. We're going to let you step into and actually see how truly powerful and amazing you are. And with that, bring abundance, your dream body, your dream relationship, you name it, a clear skin into your life. And it freaking works, I am telling you. So I will be releasing this 8-week program in May. Don't go just yet, because I will be hosting a free workshop, Manifest Your Dream Body workshop, on the 14th of April. Below in the show notes, I have a link to sign up for the free workshop where we will be diving into what I've just spoken about, but I will actually be giving you tools, techniques, tips, and tricks on how to shift your self-image and start unlocking your power. Start unlocking your self-worth. Start seeing how truly amazing and valuable you already are, and seeing how that will shift your external world. Because when you can do this, when you can tap into how truly powerful you are and how truly amazing you are, you can start realizing that you are the creator of your own reality. And when you start realizing how powerful you are and how you can create your own reality, you can manifest literally anything into your life. And it's so incredible, so mind-blowing, and I can't wait to share this with you. So I hope to see you on the 14th of April. Thank you for listening. Let this all sink in a little bit. It's crazy that the one thing that will help you manifest everything in your life is the one thing that we struggle with most. Actually, it's not that crazy, because if we wouldn't struggle with it, then we would all be superhumans right now, and all these industries couldn't control us or profit off of us, because we would know how to figure it all out on our own. So let's start figuring it out on our own so we don't need all that BS out there, right? Anyways, thank you so much for listening to another podcast with me, and I hope to see you in the next episode and inside the Manifest Your Dream Body workshop, and hopefully the program.